Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Car Connections. Make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Today is March 29, 2020, and it's a Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Houston, Texas, and I'm going to go ahead and take the car out for a quick little drive. This is my 2019 Dodge Challenger Widebody. Been enjoying the car, but as we all know, we all been kind of just chilling at the house with this COVID-19. I hope all of you guys are doing well and you're staying safe, you're washing those hands. And so I've been having a little bit of cabin fever, and so I'm like, you know what, let me take out the car for a little bit and let me just talk about what are the top 5 things I like about my Dodge Challenger Widebody. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick little cold start. I'm in the car. I don't think it's gonna sound as loud as if I was filming it from the outside. Only thing I've done to the car is I've done a mid-muffler delete, and I think if you haven't done a mid-muffler delete on your Dodge Challenger or Scat Pack Charger, that's probably the easiest mod you can do. So let's go ahead and get her started and let's see how she does. Yeah, she sounds nice. All right, let's take her to a spot, safe spot, somewhere where we're kind of far away from a lot of people, and I'll go over the top 5 I like about this car. All right guys, so we're here at the spot to talk about the top 5 things I like about my Dodge Challenger Widebody. There are no particular order, so it's just 1 through 5 of what I think are the best. It's not like number 5 is the best or number 1's the best. And so we're gonna go over number 1 real quick, and I think it's pretty much a given for most people that buy this vehicle. It's what most people love about this car. So let's go over number 1. Let me get outside of the car though, so we can go over number 1, which that should give you a hint. All right, so a beautiful Sunday, guys. Again, it's I think about 75, 80 degrees here in Houston, Texas. Look at this good view over here, by the way, the lake in the back. So the first thing I like about this car, I think the number 1 for me, and again, in no particular order, is going to be the look of the car. I think the look that Dodge has done on this car, kept it, to its roots, has been fantastic. I hope that when the car's up for a refresh, I think in 1 or 2 years, I hope they try to keep it as close as possible to the shape and style of this car, because I think that's what gives a car its uniqueness compared to the other vehicles in the market. So of course the number 1 thing I think is the looks of the car. Everything from the shape of the lines, how the back kind of ties in, how the front looks. It's just a beautiful looking ride. Such a great looking car. Let me see if I can get a different angle on this side now. So what do you guys think, guys? You guys think that's probably number 1? Maybe. But absolutely the looks is on top of that for sure. All right, for number 2, I had to get inside the car, and again, because of the shadows, it's better if I stand outside of the car to film the inside. But I think, number 2 for me that I like about the car is the interior. I think the interior of the car is extremely nice. I know there are some people that don't really like it. They feel like this is too much plasticky going on, and that's a fair point. But what I will tell you is on the 2020 models, mine's a 2019, Dodge decided to finally put some leather up here, which I think gives it a better class. And then of course, it's gonna have some stitching on it. And then of course, the new 2020 has leather on it. And again, I still like the look of the car. I think the car looks great, but I think those extra touches that Dodge is doing in regards to adding some stitching and some leather on the panels and the door panels, I think gets it up to the next level. The other things that Dodge done on the interior on the 2020 is you can now get it with carbon fiber here and carbon fiber here, and you can also get a suede headliner. I wish I knew that was coming, because to be honest with you, that would have really finished up this car, because I already think the car looks amazing from the inside. But I think if we would have added, if I would have knew those options were coming, I probably would have waited and gotten a 2020, because I think those options make the interior look a little nicer than what it currently is. But I think number 2 for me for sure is the interior of the car. So again, I like both the exterior and the interior of the car. And then of course the other one that shouldn't come as a surprise to people is going to be actually this automatic transmission. It's a ZF automatic 8-speed, and I swear to God, this car, when you put it in track mode, it shifts extremely quick for the vehicle. And so my number 3 on this car, if you haven't driven a most modern Dodge, either Charger or Challenger, and even the Hellcat comes with the same transmission. The only difference on the Hellcat, it's tuned a little bit different for the power. But this ZF is just incredible. A lot of cars are using this. If I'm not mistaken, the Alfa Romeo Giulia uses this, the Quadrifoglio, BMW uses this transmission. And so there's a lot of major automakers out there that use this transmission, and there's a reason why, because it absolutely shifts amazingly well. And so my number 3 on this would be absolutely this automatic transmission. What do you guys think? You guys that own this car, what do you guys think about this transmission? I would really like to hear your comments and see what you guys think. All right guys, and so the number 4 part that I like about this car is actually going to be something that's very practical on this car. I had a Camaro before this and it worked, but I have kids, and one of the things I like about the car is the practicality of the back seats. Those back seats in the rear, and I'm going to go into it. I mean, you guys are very familiar with the car, but I'm actually 6 feet, and I can even sit right behind myself with the front seat adjusted to my height. And I love the practicality of the rear seats. I love that I'm able to pick up my kids from school, and so being able to get a 2-door car, sports car, that's going to give you the practicality of almost a 4-door sedan without the 4 doors, I think it's fantastic. Though I will say that I'm really digging the new Charger Widebody. Though I just don't know if I can get past this look, man, because this look on the car is just intoxicating. Would you agree? I mean, again, I love the practicality of the rear seats. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up getting a Charger. It's going to be very hard for me to do that because I just love the lines and the style of this car. All right, the last part I like about this car, and there's a lot of things I'm leaving out. You know, there's a reason why I bought the car, because there's a lot of things I like about the car. But one thing I do love about the car is the handling. It looks like Dodge decided to up the ante on the suspension, specifically on the wide body. And then adding the 305s all the way around has significantly made a difference in the car, especially when it comes to handling. And so I believe that the number 5 reason I love this car is the handling, the suspension, and how the car actually rides and feels. It's a fantastic riding car. I love that you're able to adjust your ride quality depending on your mood, literally, right? So you can put it like in tour mode, eco mode, track mode, sport mode. I tend to drive my car in track mode. I like the suspension to be a little bit rougher. I like to feel everything on the road. I know that's a little weird, but that's what I like about the car. I like the adjustability of the suspension, the way the car rides and feels, and I can change it and tweak it based on how I feel that day, right? So if it's been a long day at work and I just don't really feel like feeling all the bumps and bruises because I've had enough bumps and bruises at work, right? Then I'll adjust it to touring, but it's rare. I typically just drive the car on track. This car is a weekender car. I've had the car for about, I want to say 4.5 months, maybe 5 months, and I have like 1,400 miles on it. So it's not a daily driver. So when I do drive it though, I want the car to be on track. I want to feel the entire car. I want to feel the sensation of the gear shifting, the transmission, the way it just kicks into gears. They're aggressive, and I really enjoy that about the car. So my number 5 reason I like about the car is just the overall ride quality and suspension and how the car feels. So there you go, guys. Those are the top 5 things I like about my Dodge Challenger Widebody. Of course, I love the sound, but I kind of manipulated the sound with doing some muffler deletes. But even the stock sound is actually pretty good on the car, but it's not in my top 5. I think the car needed to be louder, and hence why I did what I did in trying to make the car louder the minute I got it. I think I put a mid muffler delete like within the first, I want to say 3 days that I bought the car. Some of you guys might actually think the exhaust is more than enough, and it is for most people, but for me, I need a little bit more, you know, a little pep in the step, if you know what I mean. So those are the top 5 reasons I really enjoyed this car. If you guys notice, I left one thing out, and that is the performance of the car. You know, this comes with the 392 engine in it, and it's a great engine, but as I shared in some of my previous videos, that's about the only thing that kind of lets me down a little bit, is the power of the car. I'm coming from a spoiled, you know, ZL1. I had a Hellcat before, and so I love everything about the car, but I think for me personally, the engine lets me down just a tad. But for those that own this engine, it's a fantastic engine. You'll be fine. Most people won't even, you know, care if you're coming from vehicles that maybe previously weren't as fast. I think I just got completely spoiled. Boy, it's a beautiful day out here. It just feels good to get out of the house. I was starting to get a little stir crazy, if you know what I mean. So those are the top 5. If you like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I'll post more videos as I go. If there's anything in particular you want me to talk about, or any suggestions you have on upcoming videos that you would like for me to do on the car, let me know, and I'll make sure to do a video on those. I think my next video I'm going to do is going to do a 0 to 60. I'm going to do a launch, and we're going to do 0 to 60 runs on the car and see how it performs, see how it does. I'm anticipating it'll do well, especially with the 305s that the car comes in the back. I would imagine the car should stick a little bit better than say if it only had the 275s that the regular Scat comes with. I think that was a big improvement in the car, by the way. So again, that's it. This is Car Connection. Stay safe. Make sure you wash your hands, guys. And please look forward to the next video coming. Peace out.